JonBenét Patricia Ramsey was born on August 6, 1990, in Atlanta, Georgia. Her parents, JonBenét Ramsey and Patricia "Patsy" Ramsey, moved the family to Boulder, Colorado, where John worked as a computer businessman and Patsy pursued philanthropic and community roles. The family also had ties to Atlanta and Michigan, reflecting a life of privilege and public visibility. From a young age, JonBenét was groomed into the world of child pageants. She wore elaborate costumes, practiced singing and dancing, and her image was crafted for competition. To many, she represented ambition, innocence, and a childhood under a spotlight. By Christmas of 1996, the Ramseys lived in a Tudor-style home on 15th Street in Boulder, a house nestled in a quiet, upscale neighborhood of tree-lined streets and winter hush. For the Ramseys, it was meant to be home, a place of comfort and family. On Christmas Eve, the family celebrated at home with friends and extended family. JonBenét, just 6 years old, was excited about pageants and the holiday. As midnight passed into the early hours of December 26th, the house grew still. Outside, fresh snow laid a blanket over the neighborhood. Inside, stockings were hung, lights dimmed, and JonBenét and her older brother Burke were meant to sleep until morning. But at 5:52 a.m. on December 26th, the routine shattered. Patsy called 911 to report her daughter missing. The call included she and her husband searching the house and not finding JonBenét. Moments later, a handwritten ransom note was discovered on the kitchen staircase. The note demanded $118,000 and claimed other demands would follow if contact was made. The scene shifted instantly, from a family holiday to a nightmare. Several hours after the call, at around 1 p.m., John Ramsey, accompanied by a family friend, entered the locked wine cellar room of the basement, a place previously unused, and discovered JonBenét's small body wrapped in a white blanket, her throat bound by a cord fashioned around a paintbrush handle, duct tape covering her mouth. Her skull bore a fracturing blow. The basement window was found broken, but no clear sign of forced entry was documented. Footprints, unidentifiable, and evidence of foreign DNA surfaced, but the crime scene had already been compromised. The house was busy. Friends, family, and investigators moved in and out. On the snow outside, no clear footprints linked to JonBenét's route could be conclusively identified. The official ruling: homicide, cause of death, asphyxia, by strangulation associated with cranial trauma. Yet even that seemed partial. So many details did not fit neatly. From the first hours, the investigation faced enormous challenges. The crime scene wasn't secured. The Ramseys themselves moved JonBenét's body upstairs, inadvertently contaminating crucial evidence. Police and district attorney offices differed in approach, one emphasizing an intruder, another focusing on the family. The ransom note was elaborate, 2.5 pages, demanding $118,000. The amount matched John Ramsey's bonus from the year before. The letter contained odd phrasing and film-style dialogue. Handwriting experts eliminated dozens of suspects, but remained inconclusive. DNA testing later excluded the Ramseys from suspect status, but by then, public suspicion had set in. The family became both grieving parents and accused in the court of public opinion. There are 3 main theories around the crime. First one is the intruder theory. Many investigators and commentators believe a lone intruder entered the home, perhaps through the basement window, killed JonBenét quickly, left before being discovered. Lack of forced entry, mixed footprints, and foreign DNA support this. Second theory is the family involvement. Others believe the crime originated within the home. Critics point to the note's contents, the absence of forced entry, and the unusual behavior of the Ramseys. A grand jury in 1999 voted to indict John and Patsy Ramsey for child abuse, resulting in death, but prosecutors declined to file charges. Third theory is accident or cover-up theory. Some suggest an accidental killing. Maybe the child was injured in the home and the crime was staged. This theory attempts to bridge the gap between scene anomalies and family dynamics, but suffers from lack of concrete proof. Online forums and true crime communities discuss possibilities, such as a perpetrator related to JonBenét's pageant involvement, or a jealous party photographing her. The ransom note's references to small foreign faction and SBTC have sparked speculation of cult or extremist involvement. The house itself remains an anomaly. Despite major renovations, the Boulder property has struggled to sell. Some believe it carries the memory of the crime. Items such as the paintbrush handle, duct tape fragment, and blanket have been retested with modern DNA techniques, yet nothing conclusive has emerged. When we step back and look at the case, one truth stands out. The more you look, the more conflicting it becomes. Each theory carries weight, yet none fit perfectly. For example, if an intruder came, why leave a ransom note demanding money and then kill the child quickly? If the family was responsible, why write such a note and remain under public surveillance for decades? Some contradictions. The amount demanded matched John's bonus, yet no trace of the money appears. The window was broken, yet no confirmed intruder footprints of a known shoe type. The majority of DNA evidence pointed to a male unknown profile, but that didn't lead to charges. Perhaps the crime occurred in less than 15 minutes, in a place where timestamps blur, and the evidence was lost because the house was never treated as a fortress. But perhaps is not a conclusion. The truth still eludes us. More than 20 years later, the death of JonBenét Ramsey remains unsolved. The Ramseys were officially cleared of wrongdoing in July 2008, when advanced DNA testing indicated that the family members were not implicated. Yet the public perception is deeply etched. The case changed how cold case units approach evidence. Today you will find far stricter protocols surrounding scene security, rarely seen before in the mid-1990s. The home at 749 15th Street remains a symbol sold multiple times but never embraced by its owners, haunted by the memory of a little girl called a beauty queen, who asked, "What, Daddy?" minutes before the end. In our narration, we are left not with answers, but with questions. What happened that Christmas night? Who moved through that house while the snow fell silent outside? And will the case ever be solved? The story of JonBenét Ramsey reminds us that innocence can become tragedy, that privilege can become vulnerability, and that some mysteries are meant not to be closed, but to be remembered.